like to think that our buildings have a simplified identity, an expression, a singular idea. And it's usually devised by a memorable palette of materials. And it's these materials that define the character of the building, and it's how they relate internally and externally. I'm Andrew Peaver, and I'm one of the directors of BE Architecture.
I'm Phoenix Wan. I'm Associate Director at BE Architecture.
The Shakespeare Grove house is located in a leafy pocket of Hawthorn, surrounded by many period buildings in the area, and the street that we're down is generally typified by a lot of the grand Victorian houses. Our overarching role or responsibility was to engineer a response that catered for many stakeholders, from the council, town planners, heritage planners, the neighbours, and ultimately our client, to create a response that was appropriate for the area. Interesting and challenging aspect of this building is that it's actually designed as two halves, and this is what creates its identity. Obviously, dealing with quite a strong façade of the building and the arched windows that we have there, the front part of the building, it does house the master bedroom and the study and formal dining and living areas. It's more private. It faces the street, so it's much more about an inward-looking personal experience. It's typified by the inlaid timber ceilings and cocooning walls of felt. It's much more decorative, like you'd see in a 1930s home. It sort of harks back to conversations we had with the clients early on, where they were talking about the contemporary works of Joseph Beuys, and so this felt has this personal reference to them. Everything in this project has a sense of scale to it. The staircase, it's no exception. From the generous size of the risers and the treads to that wide handrail that you want to touch as you walk up the stair. All of this has been thought about and how it works to the overall design of the building. Tying in with the sculptural quality of the stair, there's also a vaulted hallway that leads from the formal part of the building to the informal part at the back of the house. It's a transition from one to the other. It's almost a moment to take pause, brace yourself for what's next in the home. The rear of the building, which houses the more casual family areas of the home, is much more open up to the outside and the outdoor entertaining areas. It shares a similar intensity to the front of the building, but in this instance it's more to do with the materials used, the in situ concrete and the saturation of render on the walls and the ceiling. The quality of light in this area is just gorgeous. The texture of the off-form concrete, of the elements in the room, and obviously against the render on the walls and the ceiling, it certainly has an interesting quality of light. When we're looking at simplifying this expression of our buildings, we just don't limit the materials like the brickwork and the concrete that we've used on the exterior just to that point. For the outdoor entertaining areas, we've used that brickwork again and crafted these arched brick seats. We've used the concrete again for the dining tables. It is really about reducing materials down to the core fundamentals for the project.
When we're looking at our project, we consider it as a whole. This goes down to our furniture selection, the artwork, and often these are opportunities where we can express our client's personality a little bit better. These are often unique items that are either found, they could be new, they could be old, and in a lot of instances, we actually decide to make them. In the spirit of the decorative nature of this project, the kitchen is of no exception. The off-form concrete is offset by this brass plate with its fineness along the edge. It's a beautiful surface that will change and age with time. Using so much brass en masse could easily overwhelm the room. So we designed this timber groove joinery door to help offset it. In our industry, it is pretty rare these days to be able to make something physically and see it. I'm pretty lucky to be in a firm that encourages us to get involved and take ownership of our projects and to get our hands dirty and make things, such as this beautifully detailed study bookshelf that you see. The wall light with the brass and the timber that relates to the rest of the house, the study desk that was custom made for this particular client. I've really loved working through every aspect of this project. All the detailing, being hands-on with everything, it has just been a wonderful, memorable experience.
This project certainly allowed us an opportunity to develop and explore a whole lot of details and an element of craft that we don't often get to explore in all our homes. And although it's a seemingly vast amount of ideas, we're very proud with how we've managed to bring them all together to something that's quite balanced and unique.